As we stand here on Saturday, January 3, 2026, the stock market is currently closed for the weekend, but the activity we saw in the final session of the week has set a massive stage for what is coming next. Nuburu, trading under the ticker symbol BURU on the NYSE American, finished the Friday session at a price of 2 cents 01 per share. This represents a significant intraday surge of 25.69%, which translates to a gain of roughly 4 cents from the previous close. To put that into perspective, the stock saw a massive trading volume of over 36 million shares, which is a stark contrast to its typical movement. For many retail investors using a Fidelity mobile app or checking their positions on the Robinhood app, this sudden spike might look like a typical penny stock pump. But when you look at the timing and the structural shifts happening behind the scenes, there was a much deeper story about a company trying to move from the brink of delisting toward a new identity in the defense sector. The immediate takeaway that most people are missing is that this Friday rally was not just random noise, it was the market pricing in the high-stakes execution phase that management has laid out for January 2026. While many investors are busy looking at the latest moves in Nvidia stock or checking their long-term holdings in Apple stock, a small but aggressive group of traders is betting that Nuburu can actually pull off a series of complex acquisitions and partnerships that would fundamentally change its balance sheet within the next 30 days. The expectation from the general public has been that this company was simply running out of runway, burdened by debt and a low share price that made it a target for short sellers. However, the reality we are seeing in the data is an aggressive pivot toward a defense and security hub model. By moving into electronic warfare, secure situational awareness, and drone technology, they are attempting to distance themselves from the slow-growth industrial laser market and step into the high-margin world of government contracts. This contrast between the dying laser company narrative and the emerging defense contractor reality is exactly why we are seeing such violent price swings and heavy volume. If you are someone who prefers self-investing or you manage your own individual brokerage account, you know that stocks like this are high-risk, high-reward plays that require a lot of attention. Unlike a stable investment you might find through Schwab Intelligent Portfolios or a diversified set of Fidelity ETFs, Nuburu is a battleground. The company recently secured a $23.25 million financing agreement with Yorkville Advisors, which came in the form of a $25 million debenture. Now, here is where the tension lies. On one hand, that capital provides the fuel needed to close their pending deals with firms like Lyocon and Tekne. On the other hand, the filing for a 230 million share offering by selling stockholders creates a massive cloud of potential dilution. When you see a stock jump 25% in a day while a massive share offering is looming, it tells you that the buyers are currently more focused on the potential revenue from the new defense contracts than they are afraid of the extra shares hitting the market. It's a classic tug of war that you often see on the Interactive Brokers platform or among those who do active investing on SoFi Invest. Let's talk about the specific catalysts scheduled for this month, because that is what will determine if this 20-cent price point is a floor or just a temporary peak. Management has explicitly stated that they expect to formalize their partnership with the Italian firm Tekne S.p.A. in early January. This is not just a handshake deal. It involves a network contract for joint industrial activities and a transfer of an equity stake to the newly formed Nuburu Defense LLC. They are also moving to take effective control of Orbit SRL by increasing their stake above 20%. If you are doing your online investing through a Fidelity trading platform, you can see that these moves are designed to consolidate revenue. Once they have control of Orbit's board and operations, they can begin to report those figures on their own financial statements. For a company with a market cap currently sitting around $87 million, Adding established revenue streams from international defense partners is a major shift. They are also looking to close the acquisition of Lyocon, which brings in specialized blue laser engineering that fits perfectly into the electronic warfare niche they are targeting. When people think about high-performance tech, they usually gravitate towards something like Tesla stock because of the hardware and software integration. Nuburu is trying to mimic that integration on a much smaller scale by combining their proprietary blue laser hardware with mission-critical software and autonomous systems. The general market belief is that blue lasers are just for welding copper in car batteries, but the defense reality is that these lasers have unique properties that make them ideal for underwater communication, drone defense, and additive manufacturing in the field. This is the angle that management is leaning into to justify their recent capital raises. They are betting that the military's need for deployable manufacturing and directed energy solutions will provide a more stable and lucrative customer base than the cyclical electronics industry. If you are someone who looks for investing help through various investing sites, you will find that the sentiment is still very mixed, but the insider activity has been notably positive, with several key figures participating in open market purchases over the last few months. Before we go any further, I want to hear from you. Comment below how many shares of Nuburu you currently hold, or if you were just watching this from the sidelines for now. Does the defense pivot make you more likely to buy, or are you worried about the dilution from the recent financing? I'm curious to see where the community stands on this one, because it's one of the most debated small-cap stocks on the Robinhood app right now. Looking back at the fundamentals, the company has had a rough history. If you pull up the long-term chart on your Interactive Brokers account, you'll see that the stock has fallen significantly from its all-time highs. Not long ago, it was struggling to stay above the 12-cent mark, which was its 52-week low. The financial reports from late 2024 and 2025 showed a company that was burning through cash with very little revenue to show for it. Their gross margins were deeply negative, often exceeding -400%, as they retired older product lines and tried to scale up their new high-brightness series. This is why many people who use Fidelity mutual funds or more conservative wealth management services wouldn't even have this on their radar. It was a company with great technology but a broken business model. However, the transformation plan led by Alessandro Zamboni is an attempt to fix that by essentially turning the company into a holding entity for various defense technologies. The core of their original business is still the high-performance blue laser. For those who aren't familiar with the physics, blue lasers are absorbed much more efficiently by metals like copper and gold compared to traditional infrared lasers. This allows for faster, cleaner welds with less heat, which is critical for things like high-density electronics and electric vehicle batteries. While that was their primary focus for years, the reality of the industrial market is that it has a long sales cycle and heavy competition. By pivoting to the defense sector, they are trying to apply that same technology to more urgent and less price-sensitive applications. For example, their joint venture with Maddox Defense is focused on dual-use UAV solutions. If they can successfully integrate their laser systems into drone platforms for military customers, the valuation could be seen in a completely different light compared to where it sits today. As we look toward the middle and end of January, the risk for anyone doing self-investing is the sell the news phenomenon. We often see a stock run up in anticipation of a big announcement, only to see it drop once the details are confirmed. With so many milestones packed into this month, the volatility is likely to stay high. Those who trade Robinhood fractional shares or use the SoFi trading platform should be prepared for sudden gaps in the price. The institutional ownership is still quite low at less than 2%, which means the stock is largely driven by retail sentiment and smaller hedge funds. We did see some increased activity from firms like Vanguard and Geode in their recent filings, which suggests that some of the larger players are starting to take notice of the defense transition, even if they are only holding small positions in their broader indices or Fidelity ETFs. If you are evaluating this as an online investment, you have to weigh the immediate 25% gain against the long-term structural challenges. The company still has a current ratio well below 1.0, meaning their short-term liabilities outweigh their liquid assets. This is a classic going concern risk that you will often see highlighted on investing sites or in the fine print of a Fidelity brokerage report. The recent $25 million financing is a lifeline, but it comes at a cost. The warrants and convertible notes can lead to a much higher share count, which means each individual share you hold represents a smaller piece of the company over time. This is the reality that often clashes with the expectation of a quick breakout. For every story like the massive rise in Nvidia stock, there are dozens of smaller companies that struggle to manage their capital structure during a turnaround. In summary, the situation with Nuburu is a fascinating case of expectation versus reality. The market expected a slow decline into irrelevance, but the reality of the last few weeks has been